So people would think this and be like, oh my God, it's me.
Good morning.
Bro.
I hear that.
Yeah. All right, lads. We're back again.
Back again.
Again. I hear that.
Yes, we're still.
Unfortunately, Sweon is not here today, but you know, for unforeseen.
Got his ghost somewhere with the glued on hat somewhere.
He's on a mission.
Coming like a Jimmy, innit? Extra fitted.
But he's here with us in spirit, so we'll be back again next episode. But yeah, man, there's been a lot of things going on in social media and everything else, just in the news in the world, really at the moment. Do you want to start by?
Yeah, I mean, R.I.P. A legend, Chadwick Boseman, aka the Black Panther.
Yeah,
he is a legend actually in his own.
It was very like sudden to see. You know, like I find that we've had these situations over, you know, the couple years where, you know, you wake up in the morning, you go on Instagram, and then you just see like your timeline flooded with photos of someone, whether it was like Nipsey Hussle or you know, whoever it may be, or Kobe. So it's sad, it's shocking as well, and it just goes to show, you know, but you know, these things are happening daily to everyone, but it's just the magnitude of, you know, who that person is and what they're doing and what they've done for the culture and everything else and what they've done for people. So it's just it's sad, but it just shows you that someone's always dealing with something.
Don't you feel that 2020 is actually really testing the ethnic cultures, like the black culture especially? Well, that's what I feel. I just feel like it's really tested us in some things. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's been just it's always been there.
I was just about to say that. Do you know, it's always been there, but because things are getting harder at the moment, it's becoming even more harder for us. And everything's amplified for everyone at the moment. Do you get what I'm saying? So,
but like even deaths and that, like, do you know? Like, I mean, not even.
In all honesty, though, but we have to be careful what we soak in, because they will tell us, like the media will tell us that you know, more black people are dying or more black, but that's not always necessarily true. You know, given the government's bloopers and you know, that they've made genuine mistakes with numbers to do with COVID. 1 minute is, you know, BAME
genuine
people.
mistakes.
Do you know what? I'm not even going to talk politics on the podcast right now. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? But, you know, mistakes have been made. False things have been said. So we can't soak in that in terms of, you know, just more death rate among black people in terms of how things are getting harder. But I do get you in terms of things have been heightened. Yeah. And the reason why that's been heightened as well is because of the whole Black Lives Matter movement as well. You know, seeing someone get murdered on TV, literally, it's traumatic for anyone.
I mean,
it brings out a lot of emotions.
Yeah, and even when you look at, you know, what was it recently? Someone, I've forgotten his name, so forgive me, but the man that was shot in his back 7 times or so. You know, these things are like, we've had a lot of time to sit down during lockdown and everything, and maybe that's where I feel like we've had enough effort to be able to go and do those sort of things like march and protest against certain things, because we've all been sort of sitting at home just taking these things in, things that maybe we would have been distracted by because we're doing our 9 to 5, and you might not see something and then it just passes by you just through no fault of your own.
Do you know what? I agree with what you guys are saying. I mean, I didn't expect to go so deep so quick in it. See what type of guys you are, just go straight in it. No foreplay, mate.
I can't help it.
Foreplay, I hear that.
My mum listens to this.
You know what I mean?
Oh man, but no, I do agree with everything that you guys are saying. I was just saying, like, you know, when like you had like Kobe. I'm not even talking about deaths of the civilians or anything like that. I was talking about, like, you know, just famous figures. I just felt like, especially this year's taken a lot of famous figures away from us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that, you know, it's just,
and sudden. I think that's
sudden. Yeah.
Do you know, it's the cruel reality of life, isn't it? You know, like you're here today, you're gone tomorrow. You know, that's the reality, and I think that with us as a young generation, one of the biggest deceptions we have is that we have time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and then we waste our time doing different things. You know, for example, cussing people on the internet, or you know, just being jealous over someone, or setting your mind on things that are probably a bit more materialistic. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with liking nice things to a degree, but then you have to start asking yourself, what's the meaning of life, innit? Like, what's your purpose in this life? Because as we're getting older, we're starting to realise that things are not so happy-go-lucky, and it's not just go to school and break time and lunchtime and kickball and come home and play PlayStation. Do you know what I mean? Or watch TV, Simpsons and Fresh Prince. But it's more... Do you get what I'm saying? It's being an adult.
So it's about seeing the bigger picture now as well.
The bigger picture, bro. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
You know, sometimes you see some of these kids nowadays, and it's just like, they think they're worlds over. You know when you used to go from year 6 into year 7, you used to think, right, I'm a big man now, like, or you used to go from, year 11 into college or sixth form or whatever you're gonna do, and you're just thinking like, right, I'm big now, like, what I'll do to go back to them times.
I know, and it just shows you as well, like, at the time, that is the biggest thing to you, because you don't know any better sometimes. You know, you're being told by your elders, where you've got older siblings or whoever, that, you know, you should be doing this, or like use that time and that, but again, people will use their time as they see fit, and that's why you just got to be as productive as possible where you can.
100, bro.
But it is sad, you know, with everything going on. R.I.P. Chadwick.
Man.
Do you guys ever watch any of his films? Any films that stand out for you?
I watched. You've done a couple good films. You know, you've done 42. It's about a baseball player. I think he was one of the first black baseball players. He was acting as
Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, one of the first black baseball players to make it to Major League Baseball. That was a very good film. He done 21 Bridges. I really enjoyed that one. He was a detective. But do you know what? Although he was good in that film, you know when you get those people that are the main characters and they just won't let something go, so they start to become a little bit irritating. Yeah. Like if you had that person in real life, like for your manager or something, they just won't let something go, and then they dig deep until they find what they want to find.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
No, for example, for example's sake, someone like he was a proper Jobsworth. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying?
Who, Chadwick?
Yeah, in that particular film, in that role. So it was, his character was amazing, but he was a little bit irritated. Like, you know, when you think to yourself something, bro, just allow it, man. Like, let it go. But he was really like a dog with a bone, and that's what made his character great.
It takes a lot to even, you know, build yourself into that role.
This is it.
And things like that shows you true signs of a true actor and actresses.
This is it, man.
You guys ever watch? Did you watch any other parts in those?
No, like Black Panther. That's the main one that everyone's gonna, I guess, attribute him to, in a sense. I mean, not to discredit any other of his like discography.
I watched Marshall, which was very good. So, you know, have you heard of Thurgood Marshall? Because I need to find out again, but he was a like an historical black figure. So he liked to do, you know, a lot of the olden times acting and everything. I believe he was a lawyer, I think, and he. Yeah, I need to search it again because I watched it ages ago. But he was very good in that, and it, you know, it just shows that like when he acts, when he portrays like black figures or historical figures, how much he must connect with that. Do you know what I mean? How much he puts into that, because sometimes you believe it that how he acts is how they acted back then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and actors like that it's very hard sometimes to see them in different roles.
Yeah,
because you grow so attached to
a certain character.
To them. It's like, for example, I know this is off topic, but even the guy that plays Pablo in Narcos, like he's got a second movie. I forgot what it's called, but he plays he's a Fed in it.
It's crazy,
and I can't watch. I haven't brought myself to watch it yet because I don't want to take away that Pablo what he how it was. But that's the sign of a brilliant actor. Do you know what I mean? They can play so many different sort of roles and really like live the character and live the person that they're trying to portray.
In talking about living the character and being the people that you want to portray, like, you know what, I think we need to give a round of applause to Chadwick for soldiering on through what he was doing. Do you know what I mean? Because how many films did he release while he was ill?
Oh goodness,
is it 7, 8?
About 7. I think it might have been 8. You know,
let alone
over 4 years, isn't it?
Let alone all the films he probably like were drafted or like you know or in the pipeline or you
literally.
know.
And this guy got 2 due to come out as well, isn't it? A Black Panther one, or that was
Black Panther 2.
It was supposed to, and then another one. I've really forgot the name. I hate that I keep forgetting the names. But he's with Viola Davis.
Okay.
And that's due to come out.
Yeah.
And that she's another good actor as well.
What do you lot think of everyone's comments now that they made about Chadwick with his picture when he was losing weight?
They probably think that the whole like the ground they just wanted to eat him up and that.
Do they?
I think people like to say things because they like to have a moment like for themselves. Like to say that they like that people are like sheep sometimes. That I said that, or like it goes back to like we don't realize what people are actually really going through. You know, you can look at someone and really think to yourself, you know what, they've got everything patterned. Like they got a very nice car, or a nice job, this and that. But you know, we don't know what's happening inside some people's homes and some people's minds and their lives. So you got to be conscious of these things when we're talking about people. And I feel like celebs get it a lot as well, other than just social media being a bit toxic at times, but celebs get it a lot because I think we kind of look at their lives like your life must be perfect because you're a celeb. Like you've got money, you've got this, you've got your fame. Like your life can't be you can't be dealing with normal things that people deal with, like going to the hospital for illnesses and this and that.
Money can bring you happiness, but it's not happiness. And but I think some of the comments were just disgusting, fam. I can't lie. But then I get it. But then some people, they just have like verbal diarrhea in it. Do you know what I mean?
I'm sure we all know
for the sake of talking.
We all know someone who's got verbal diarrhea in our group. You know, it's just like it's mad, isn't it? They just come out with. Sometimes you think
it doesn't make sense when you think about it, because you're talking about an actor. You're talking about an actor losing or gaining weight. That's part of what they do to sometimes fit a role. They have to lose weight or gain muscle or this and that. So how can you be putting down an actor or actress about her weight?
You know what? I remember when that picture first come out, and I remember seeing all the comments, and I just looked past it because I was like, you know what, this guy don't look well, you know. Do you know what I mean? He don't look well.
I think I even looked past it to the point where I didn't kind of almost forgot that it happened.
This is it.
Went straight past it. You know what I mean?
And that's the other side to it, innit? Like I looked at it, and you know, some people will think, oh well, maybe he's doing something for a role or something, and then like you said, other people look at it and be like, he doesn't look well.
People thought he was trying to do that 50 Cent for a minute. Destruction. Was it Destruction?
I don't
know the one where you went.
I know he did it, but I don't know what. I don't know.
But it just.
I never actually watched it.
Man, we've got to be careful with our words. We really have to be.
100
because the internet is a.
Internet has no friends, fam.
Has no friends. It's a toxic place that, you know, sometimes good things do come out of it, don't get me wrong. But
yeah, of course.
Just
with most things, but that place, look, people don't have no second thought about how someone else will feel.
It's like it's beautiful, but it's vicious at the same time. You know what I mean?
100.
Same one that will give you your come up will tear you down as well.
And that brings me into you know, like the whole situation with like, you know, Adele.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh yes.
That cultural appropriation and all of those things. I don't think she's doing nothing wrong, you know.
Yeah.
I cannot lie.
I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Look, when you go carnival, yeah, carnival is in England and it's in London, not a Hill carnival. Although it's a carnival celebrating the Caribbean culture, all people from different walks of life, different cultures come there to celebrate and embrace the Caribbean culture. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're all. Sorry, what was you gonna say?
I was just like, and if people understood the Caribbean culture is very inclusive anyway. That is one element of it. We are not people. We are inclusive of people.
But this is what we have to understand here is that people are tearing down the same woman that they loved the other day.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And this is what I was kind of getting at with the Black Panther thing where, Chadwick Boseman, where 1 minute he's someone's hero, the next minute it's like, oh, what's wrong with this guy? And cussing him, or, is he ill, or is not Black Panther, it's Crack Panther. And, it's just horrible comments like that. You know
It's wild.
That's stupid.
People are stupid.
What is wrong with
It's
people?
mad. Do you know what I mean? So people really don't think. So I can only imagine what Adele is going through right now. Maybe she's not that sensitive. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe she's actually going through it. Like, obviously, I think to a degree.
Remember that she went for a divorce. That picture when she's in that tracksuit and she's got a middle finger up to the camera or paparazzi or whatever. That was like in the midst of people made memes out of that. And she's some sort of road girl, but she's going through it. Personal lives.
I get that, but then you know how she's obviously gone through her glow up and everything.
Yeah.
And she looks good.
Yeah.
And obviously she must within that's helped her to
feel
well,
good.
I'm obviously I don't know her in it, but I can only imagine that. You're so dumb. No, I can only imagine that's helped her to get through what she was going through.
Yeah.
But then this side of things where people are getting onto her about cultural appropriation and stuff like that, I don't know. Something tells me that she's kind of like given a blind eye to it. I mean, to a degree.
Probably.
To a degree, obviously, I think everything, no matter what's said about you, you're always going to think about it. But then, I don't know, I think because almost like in the back of my mind, like she knows that, she's not doing nothing wrong. And we're, especially like the black community are very welcoming of her. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So
all she had was a top,
love,
a bikini top or whatever with a Jamaican flag on it, and her hair in it, and her hair afro hairstyle. Like, what's nothing wrong with that. I think she's and if personally speaking, I think that she's always supported black culture to an extent. I never thought like Adele was someone I put in that category of like she, what I mean, she supports. Our people and what we stand for.
My thing is as well, is we can't be screaming at our song lyrics and saying that our songs help us in times of need and that. And the one time she wants to show some love back by, embracing the culture.
Tear her down.
Someone said that she went from hello to wagwan.
Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie.
Things like that are silly because they're not putting down somewhat. Like they're not putting down the character because it's funny. So I get that.
It's funny.
But it's when people start getting on to for her having a certain hairstyle or this and that. It's just like, come on, man.
It's these same people that will tell you that blackface is okay or is not as bad.
Yeah.
As
I was gonna say as well. A lot of these celebs sometimes they they'll post like a video or whatever saying that like for example Snapchat. A lot of people will message celebs on Snapchat and they'll spend weeks, hey, reply to me, blah, blah, I love your music, this and that. And then the one time you reply to them, or a couple of weeks pass and you sort of read their message and then you come back to it and then they've got a message there saying, oh, I hate you, or I hate your music. But like, last week you loved me, for the last couple of months you've been hitting me up every single day. Trying to get my attention, but now you hate me.
I'm just over fake people, but I can't.
You'd have to think like what how their thought process went through when they was typing you all that rubbish.
All that rubbish.
Like what makes you see something and comment so much hate under it?
Or thinking that you can get in contact sometimes with it, like it's going to be a thing that comes out of it. Don't get me wrong. I know some people have got through to celebs on social media, But if you're texting Adele, hey, not texting, Snapchatting her, whatever, or DMing her, hey, what's the chance of her actually replying?
Well, you've just said hey, she don't have to reply.
Yeah,
if you say hey, my name is blah blah blah, and this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm planning to do.
Yeah,
and she won't even she probably won't even see it. It's probably sitting in a request somewhere.
And this is the other side. This is the other thing that people don't get. That some of these celebrities, they've got so many followers, man. Like,
so
you can't
many.
hate if they don't respond to you every time. I actually feel sorry for them sometimes.
Yeah.
Like even sometimes just listening to 3 shots of tequila. Yeah, big up 3 shots of tequila because they're amazing, innit? Just pick them up, they're doing their thing. Like when I listen to Marv, like he would say that sometimes he don't even get through all of his DMs. That's no disrespect, but like because Marv is well known, but that's Marv. That's someone that's not a celebrity like Adele or Drake or etc. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if he can't keep up, how do you expect someone else?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? A lot of these people, I don't know how they think that people can keep up with those sort of things. A lot of them don't even have their notifications on.
Yeah.
And all the rest of that. And you're there messaging them thinking you're going to get through.
Come like, what's that song from Eminem? Stan.
I used to think though that how, you know, like I don't know why, but I was driving and I was just thinking to myself like, you know, Drake, like, do you think he's on Instagram like we are, or is someone controlling his Instagram? Allows him screen time or something. Do you know what I mean? Because at the same time,
no idea.
At the same time, you don't want them to. Sometimes if celebs get a bit too much screen time, they start chatting rubbish. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that he from what I've seen from him, the way he comments is that he's got the phone.
Yeah,
he's. But there are artists out there that you can very much see from their Twitter or their Instagram page that they've got some PR person or they've got someone in their label or their team just managing their account.
Yeah.
And you can just usually tell by the posts.
Yeah.
Like it's always usually something to do around their album or where they're gonna be at for like a meet and greet or something like that.
Yeah.
But you are right though, because there's some people that get ahead of themselves. There's a few people like that. You know, even like Bow Wow, like or Shad Moss, as I say, he likes to go by now.
Yeah.
But like he.
Swear down. He don't call himself Bow Wow.
He don't like.
No.
Well, he's gone back and forth between this. You know, like
so he calls himself what? Chad Moss.
Shad Moss. That's his name. Yeah, it's actually his name. So he doesn't want to get like, you know, like celebs that were kids at one, like
don't call me
have been
Bow Wow
celebs
no
since
more,
they were
man.
kids. They've been celebs since they were kids. Like sometimes they get a name attached to them and then they can't grow out of it.
Yeah.
He just about got rid of the little Bow Wow.
Yeah, he got rid of that first.
The internet. Do you know what? This goes back to what you said about the internet being cruel, you know? Because there was pictures of people's done a collage of him tiptoeing in every single picture.
Oh, I've
to make
seen
it seem as if he tiptoes in every picture. But it can't be every picture. But you know when people put a series of 5 photos together, it'll make you believe it.
Yeah. And that's all it. That's all it takes.
But he's not had the best time on the internet anyway, fam.
Yeah.
Like, he's always in something, innit?
And sometimes it's like, obviously, you guys know trolls that some people are out there just to try and draw you out. Do you know what I mean? And when you react, when you bite, sometimes it's too late. You know, it's too late. And it's almost like, right, do I carry on with the bite or like do I just stop and just be like whatever?
Sometimes it's hard not to react as well. That's the other thing.
Yeah. So guys, in terms of obviously dating, I think between the guys here and you know, some are single, some are in relationships, some are in entanglements. You know, some people, you know, when you go and speak to people about how they see, you know, how their life is and stuff like that in terms of like dating and their relationship status and whatever, you get mixed messages. Do you know what I mean? So some people think their grass is as green as it gets. Some people think that the grass is greener over the other side.
Yep.
Some people don't even know what grass they want. Like, you know,
some people don't know there's even grass.
Yeah, you know what I mean. All they've known is concrete. Fam. I hear that, but yeah, man. So like, obviously, you started dating quite young. Didn't you?
I did. So like, in terms of, I guess if we want to look at like, I guess each stage of it in the sense of like, say like your teens, your 20s phase, so forth and everything. It's interesting because I started dating someone when I was like around 13, 14.
Yeah.
And I was in a relationship for quite some time until I was like 18, around that. So a lot of my school years from like year 9 until like going up to uni,
Year 9
was me being with someone, and that shaped a lot of things going forward for me in a sense, because a lot of my experiences of different women didn't come until I touched uni. Yeah, so like it, you know, just interacting, mingling, all of those sort of things, because I had this sole idea of that I was with one person, and I had this ideology that that's how it is, and sometimes that could be quite, you know, I've learned that can be a little bit toxic to myself in a way, because my idea of meeting someone has always kind of, I'm quite a black and white person anyway, but certain things, but it's either like eggs in one basket, like it's either all or nothing. And that has, because I started dating and being in relationships when I was young, part of me, and long-term relationship, it makes me feel to myself that I've kind of like stuck with, oh my God, like if I meet someone, it's got to be that we're on the path of going towards getting into a relationship, rather than, you know, sometimes you just meet people that are just friends and all the rest of that.
Yeah.
And as I've grown older, I've acquired more of like female friends who are just literally just like, like friends, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's teen for me anyway. That's sort of like my idea of what my situation was. But
me, I was reared totally different from that, fam. I can't lie. I mean,
that's why it's interesting.
My mum's a single mother, but she brought me up well. Do you know what I mean? But when I was in my teens, I also had the external influence of my uncles and my cousins that were straight from yard. Like, when I say straight from yard, guys, I mean back home from Jamaica, for those who don't know. And the culture is just different, isn't it? So I've always had a good heart, so I wasn't always conformed to like their ways. But I think my dating in like my teenage years saw me go through quite a few dates. Do you know what I mean? And I was always kind of taught from a young age not to settle straight away, even though maybe in my heart I was a serious guy, so maybe I wanted to, but in my mind I was like, no, you can't do that, you have to have fun, blah blah blah. So I think in my teens it was always, you know, I only went on dates with girls that I liked. If I didn't like them, then I wouldn't entertain it like that.
Whereas some man will do that. They'll go on just dates for the sake of it.
Some men are scumbags, man. They'll just go on, they know the girl likes them, just go on a date for no reason. But there'll be some girls where, you know, you meet through your friend. You know, back in the day, you had 5 day pass for £5. And like this girl goes to another school, and this one of your friends that's a girl goes to your school, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm going to introduce you to my friends. So you kind of start talking on 5 day pass and that, and then you link up on a Saturday and go for a date. If they're not nice, you never see them again. You don't answer the phone. Like, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? No hard feelings. Like,
didn't have Instagram to do a bit of snooping.
There's no Instagram for snooping beforehand. Like, when you can cut, you can cut and duck them. You know what I mean? But then if they were nice, then you'd go for another date the week after, and then you know, you'd save up your lunch money so you can kind of try and be a gentleman. Be like, you know what? Let me get your popcorn today. Let me get a slash puppy from you. Get me? Like, you know that ones. Like, let me do that for you, babes. So you kind of put your best foot forward. And that was that. And I found that most of those, actually no, I don't even want to say most of those, some of those girls that I went on dates with that I liked, I had a little bit of a relationship with them. So, you know, you'd have a relationship for like, you know, what you call relationship back then, innit? Like for like 2 months or something. Or, you know, a little what, 3 week thing. You know what I mean? But
you felt exclusive for that time. You felt
exclusive. Do you know what I mean? It was nice. It was sweet because what do they call it? Puppy love.
Puppy love.
You know, you get the butterflies. It's like, my girl looks good. She's got a little slick back and a puff and a matching laces and the
edges all laid down.
You know what I mean? The lollipop in their hair and all of that. You feel like the man. You know what I mean? But then I think I got into my first serious relationship when I was it 17? 17 when I was 17 in college. You know, she's a good friend of mine now. Anyway, this was years back, anyways. But when I took her serious, I took her on a date. I told my brethren, that girl there, that's wifey. That's the next. That's wifey, because I was serious.
I can imagine him.
I was like, yo,
man, when he wants something,
I was like, yo, see that one there? Yeah, that's me.
That's my lass.
Within a couple of weeks, you know, you do the whole sweet talk over the phone, and you go cinema, and you kind of on the first date, I don't know what it was for like you guys, yeah. But on the first date, if I liked a girl, it was imperative that you got a kiss after the first date.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You had to just to secure like they know what they were. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you gotta let them know what you're working with.
Trust me, fam. Like, you know,
tell them again.
Man, the lips are soft. I'm like, that's nice, fam. You know me? Like, come. So I done that, and after that, like after that, it was just like that was my longest relationship as like a teenager.
Yeah,
that was like 6 months. As a teenager, do you know what I mean? But
feels like a lifetime.
It did feel like a lifetime, but I took her very serious, and then you know a few like life experiences happened, and just had to let that one go.
That's how, and then you just move, and things move on. But it's just quickly. I just want to go back just quickly. It's funny that you were saying those things because I forgot that when we hit 18, we went to uni. And 18, 19, we're still teens. And you know, so from 13 to 19, that's a big age gap of years to experience so many different things because you're going through so many different transitions.
Yeah, this is it. And they're still young. Like when I look at my little brother now, my little brother is like, what? 17. There's 11 years between us. And the the teenager that he is today. And the teenager I was back then, we were two different kids. Two different kids. And don't get it twisted. As much as I said, you know, my uncles and my cousins, they grew me and reared me to an extent. I was always a serious guy when it came to females. That's why I didn't always go on dates with girls that I didn't like or mess about with certain girls because I had principles which came from my mum. You know what I mean? I'd have my fun, you know, like
there was always
without saying what I'm saying, I had my fun. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I always made sure that there was clarity. Do you know what I mean? Because I just didn't like that whole feeling of breaking people's hearts. Like
or leading people on.
Like, I didn't call me soft or whatever, but I just feel like that's peak, fam. Like I've got bare girl cousins, I got sisters. Do you know what I mean? Like that one was just wild for me because I had done it a couple times. By accident. You know them ones like no. But you know what I'm talking about, innit? Like sometimes somebody will like you in school, like for example in school or college. They'll like you, and you know they like you, but you don't really like them back. But you don't know how to say, you know what? I'm really feeling you like that because you know that person's emotional, innit? You can't really say it with your chest because you look like a horrible person, especially the type of person you are in school. If you're popular and you say that to someone that's not so popular but they're nice,
so you're popular. That's cool.
And when you're a nice person as well, and people don't see the bad side to you, or like you lot are dumb, man. Yeah, man. Everything just has to be has to be crystal clear.
Hey, listen. Anyways.
But you're not lying.
So what was your experience? You know what? What was your experience like with your teens?
You know what? Obviously going through school.
Were you the golden equation?
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, funny. It's on my top. Yeah, we done. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm finished.
No, I'm
done. His time's coming as well. You know, let him stay there. It's alright, fam.
I'm just getting all my ones in now.
Listen.
Trust me, now. Because haymakers are coming.
Listen, man's been writing them down. You know, coming. But yeah, so like obviously through school, I don't know. My thing was completely different to you guys. Like I never had a girlfriend. What through school?
Is it?
Yeah.
What?
Actually, do you know what? I had one.
There we go.
I had one actually.
The one you forgot about.
There we go.
Not like that lasted like what 2 weeks, and that was lasted a week longer than it should have.
Stop it. No. The ones we check out early, but you don't have to say I'm checking out.
Do you know what? It was just like
left the card at reception.
Yeah, because like obviously she didn't go to my school.
Oh yeah.
So it's like the only time I saw her was on the weekend. One day on the weekend.
Is it?
Wait, so your relationship lasted a day, really?
Pretty much,
days,
like
it was 2 weeks.
Probably,
Chat on the phone all the time.
So like, chat on the phone, but then it's like, you know, there's only so much.
Them ones you got to make it seem as if you got no signal and the signal cutting out.
I was a sucker for them pillow talks, you know.
I said she was a lovely girl. Just like, it just wasn't. It wasn't serious. Do you know what I mean? But other than that, like I'd never like been in a relationship within school or anything like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I think I think my world opened when I got to college. When I got to college, and then yeah, man, I just stepped foot out onto the playground and just
1 foot or 2. You stepped or jumped?
Huh? In the deep end.
Yeah, I took a little splash. Splash on the puddle with 2
I think
foot.
you ran into it.
Well, I hear that. So I hear that still.
So what, no one before that
But
asked
like,
you if you wanna be their boyfriend?
No, not at all.
I've been asked that before.
Yeah,
And I said yes.
Yeah, fam. I think the last time.
Get more simple than that.
I think the last time.
What happened in those days, man? Fam, where someone just said, "I like you, you like me. Right, let's just do this."
I remember back in like year 4, someone gave me just a piece of paper. Do you like me? Tick yes or no. And I took yes to give it back to her. I don't know if anything happened after that.
But that's it, innit? Like, that's kids. I remember having my first kiss in primary school. I won't say the year because I don't want no one to get onto it. But it was mad. It was I say the story all the time, innit?
Yeah.
It was watching. Was at my nan's house because there's this girl that my nan used to pick up after school with me.
Yeah.
Because our parents were friends, innit? My mum and her mum.
Them
was
ones.
just watching Hollyoaks, fam. Like, you know, when you're kids, you have oven food after school, innit?
Yeah.
I was waiting for our oven food to cook. My nan was in the kitchen on the phone or doing whatever, I don't know. But the kitchen door was shut.
Yeah.
You know, I was just watching Hollyoaks on the sofa. Before you know it, she asked me, you know. I was the vulnerable one, fam. She asked me, yeah.
It's what he does, you know. It's what he does.
She asked me. She was like, she didn't even ask me. She was like, let's kiss.
Oh, so whose place was this at?
My nan's.
So your nan's, yeah.
The same place where, yeah.
You
my nan's.
were hoping that your nan didn't open the door.
Your couch and that. So and your TV. Did you choose to watch Hollyoaks?
I don't remember that far back.
Okay, so
I
it was just
remember
on.
Hollyoaks was on the TV, fam.
Okay, so you set the setting.
No, it wasn't me.
I'm just.
It wasn't me.
Are you sure? I feel
He
like
was probably hoping that the door, that kitchen door, don't open, that slipper don't go flying out, bro.
Well, you know, it was kissing, fam. Tongues and everything.
and everything.
And I was okay. I was doing that.
Primary school, secondary school.
Primary, bro.
Rotted,
man. Primary.
Rotted.
What are you doing? Boy,
I didn't even know you could do that with your tongue back then.
Each to their own. But yeah, I think it changes. Obviously, you get to your 20s and you've had a bit of experience now. It's almost like you've had your first job. You know what I mean? You've had your retail job. You don't have to stack the shelves. You don't have to, beef a few things across. All of them. You know, a couple things.
Bit confidence, though.
Yeah, man. You done stock count. Like you don't have to do a couple of things. And then now you're finding what you like more. So you're still experiencing. Obviously, we always are. It's a never-ending kind of, well, for some people anyway. Never want to be that uncle at the party.
Yeah.
that don't turn up with a woman. In my 50s now.
Stop it.
But anyway, our experience of that kind of grows. So
yeah,
I'm in my 20s now. I'm 26, and you know, from when I was 20. What year was I? I went into my second year of uni. I turned 20 at the end of my second year of uni.
Yeah.
So I was just about to go into sort of third year. And from then until sort of now, you know, the dating experience is different because, you know, I've experienced more situationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
And you start doing more things like going out to places to eat or this and that, and you start to kind of maybe craft what you like in a woman or how you wanna go ahead with that.
Can I say something, fam?
Yeah. Was he gonna incriminate me?
No. I wouldn't do that.
I'm being silly.
I'm gonna say that I think that was always in you, you know, bro.
What?
That chivalry, fam.
Yeah, man.
In terms of like, you know, taking a girl out or doing something.
That's always been there for him.
That's always been there for you.
I think despite, sorry to cut you, but despite the people I've been with, I think that was in me even before I got into my first relationship.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
So it's just me, innit?
That's always been, because that's partly me as well, but not to those who don't deserve it, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Because there's been situations where even as a teenager, like you become like you go to college, and then obviously, you know, everyone has their areas where they hang out. Like I went Richmond College, innit? So there was a place called Glades.
That's quite bait, innit?
I knew Dan before I knew Dan.
Anyways,
I've heard so many stories about Richmond.
There's different areas where people would hang around, and you mix with different people from different parts of London and that, and then you meet different girls and that. But there's been times where like. There's been times. Don't be
shy. Restart the story and then stop it, man.
You're trying to calculate where he's gonna get, whether he's offside or not.
Oh gosh. But it's like people will like you for your personality, innit? Like, so the more you spend with someone, like they'll start liking you, but you don't see them like that. You end up hurting them. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like when they say, "Oh, I like you," it's like, what? Like, I've never given you any reason.
Yeah, why?
Like, I've not tried to move to you or nothing like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just hanged up.
And then you're just dropping this on me, like, now you got to take it easy. Do you know what I mean? And some of the stories you hear years after, for example, say you like a girl, but you're friends with her friend, that's your bedroom, but she's a girl. And you're asking that friend about her friend. Do you get what I'm saying? She's like, like, what's she saying? Like, what's your friend saying? Like, bring me in. And she's like, nah, don't worry about that. Like, she's got a man, or she won't be good for you, or blah blah blah. Years later, you're hearing that the same girl that you was inquiring about, liked you all this time. But this one, because
this one wanted to stir the pot.
Toxic femininity.
Listen, I don't even get started on that.
I'm not gonna lie, fam.
Started on
that. Go on, man.
Girls like, I love you, like, but I don't, fam. I'm not gonna lie, fam. Sometimes you get on my nerves, fam. Because do you know why? Because it's like we always hear about toxic masculinity and men are trash and men are this and blah blah blah.
And it's true to an extent.
And it's true. No. It's true to an extent, but no one ever wants to talk about the other side.
Yeah, it's true.
No one wants to talk about Dave down the road that saved us free Chinese. No one wants to talk about Wilfred.
God.
That's the good stuff or whatever a woman needs. Do you know what I mean? No one wants to talk about that.
You got Jamal saved as the Wuhan special.
The Wuhan. Oh my.
Bro, stop the free podcast. Chinese, man.
Stop it right now.
The back special, man. No, man.
You got someone that saved as hacks, They're not even hack. What? Hacker-san, fam.
Noobs.
You get me? You get me? So, and do you know what? It's like.
Them girls,
and some girls,
act like they get done dirty as well,
It's true, but do you know what? And it just shows that it can. A lot of people have the capacity to do it, even if they're a nice person. Because I have some good female friends that have told me that I know they're a good woman, but they've also utilized the situation to their advantage. They don't really like the guy, but he's asking her on the first date to go somewhere out, like in Mayfair or something like that. Do you know what I mean? And she wants the experience. And he's offering it, so why not? But
And meanwhile,
he's feeling her.
She's gonna give back that dress as well.
She's gonna give back
tag inside.
Listen, Pretty Little Thing is getting that back. She paid for that on installment.
What's the other one? Not House of Fraser.
Zara.
Nah, what's the other one? What's it called again?
Selfridges.
No, House of CB.
House of CB. The London.
For a minute. Nah, man. Tired of it, man.
So, alright. So, talking about like toxic or toxicity, shall I say? Would you be willing to share like one of your toxic stories? So, what I would think is the most toxic thing
I've done or has happened to me?
We could go with both. So, the first thing about what you've done. And it doesn't need to be like a
because toxic is the way I see toxic is doing something knowing you're kind of intentionally doing it and affecting someone knowing that you're not getting kind of like anything back out, like you're getting what you want to gain out of the situation. So which is difficult. I can tell you a time where I maybe made a decision that I shouldn't have made. So I remember when I was in uni, I was in second year and I was dating someone. I was dating him for quite some time actually, 6 to 9 months or so. And I mean that's a big gap in it. It's 3 months, like 3 months of what happened in those 3 months. But and I remember like things were just, we'd finished uni for the summer, went back home. And they were just being mad, sort of a bit distant with me and blah, blah. And at the time, I just didn't really understand maybe why they were doing it. And part of their character, they used to do it sometimes. Like, she used to do it every so often. And I just feel like, I'm not really feeling that. going through my own stuff in my own life. And I remember one time, I think we had an argument, and I said to her, "Oh yeah, like you know, like you don't talk for a couple hours." And I'm like, I message her, I'm like, "I need to speak to you. It's urgent." Didn't get a reply for 48 hours. And those 48 hours for me made me sit and think to myself, right, I don't want to be with someone that can't even pick up a text. If I say to you, I need to speak to you, it's urgent, and you don't get back to me, it might not have been to do with our situation. It could have been to do with something else.
Well, what if she saw through the toxicity already? You know, she's.
But again,
I doubt it. Do you know, I was around for that situation.
And I ended that relationship
fair.
off the back of that, and it was, you know, she was going through her own stuff with her own life. You know, having. Basically, you want to go. The reason it's gonna make me sound mad toxic.
It's mad.
It's mad. She was going through her own stuff.
So I was just gonna say the reason why I said that, because like she might have seen the toxicity, is because I'm pretty sure you guys have been in a situation where you might be arguing with a girl or something like that. Yeah. And you know when you just like,
can I have my 2 pence, please? Sorry.
Go on.
Because before you finish this, it's not that, fam.
Huh?
I think she was just being difficult.
No, of course, obviously, obviously, this.
You know, maybe your boys ran out for you. Dan's ran for me right now.
I'm not. Obviously, I'm pretty sure that your toxicity was in the right place. But I'm just saying, like, you know, like, I'm pretty sure, like, enough of us have been in a situation where we're arguing and whatever, you know, someone's ignoring someone or whatever, and the girl messages you something, but something that you know that she's not in any danger. You know she's not in any danger. Yeah. But she's acting like she is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because she wants to get reaction.
Yeah. And then like obviously you don't respond. And it's like, oh, you never cared about me. And you know, that type of stuff in it. But that's what I was.
And then it goes back to what I said earlier about, you know, at that time I was in my like late teens, like maybe like 19. So it just goes to show, like I said, we grow through our teens and our 20s and so forth, and we experience different things. I wouldn't handle that situation that way. Something that's I've received toxic behaviour.
Yeah.
Even up until like my big age now, you know, like someone like I've been really interested in, and they've shown me all the signs that they're interested in me, and they're doing everything, you know, whether it's you know, mentally stimulating me, or, you know, even everything basically, yeah. But then it gets to a certain point, and they almost just back off in a way. They just back off, and it's just like it kind of leaves you in the dark, or leaves you in kind of like a limbo situation, because I think we sometimes, like you said, we always talk about men that are toxic always get talked about. But we don't talk about the fact that, you know what, there's times where a guy really likes a girl, or
and the girl knows,
and a girl knows that, or a guy has gone for a girl that's maybe a little bit older, because he thinks to himself, oh yeah, she's gonna have things patterned a little bit more. Maybe she's looking for something now.
Yeah.
And really, she utilizes that situation in knowing in her own head that, you know, oh, he's a bit younger than me, because that's the thing for girls. Yeah. Oh, he's a bit younger for some girls anyway, and. Yeah, they just utilize things, knowing where it's probably going to pan out and where it's going to go, but they just want to enjoy the thrill or the ride for that moment, not knowing that someone actually wants to maybe do something long term.
And do you know what makes that toxic? They hate when guys never make their intentions clear.
Exactly.
That's why it makes it toxic.
Yeah, but then you put you spell it out to them, and they don't understand what they've done.
Yeah, because if you want to do that,
they'll act like they don't understand what they've done wrong.
Because if you don't want to be in a relationship, if you're a female, you don't want to be in a relationship, you want to just have your fun and whatever, just say that. But then don't be surprised of the men that you then come across who then say that they just want that, and then try to expect something different from them. You're putting that energy out there. You're manifesting that.
Yeah.
So it's you know, you can't. It's not one rule for one and one.
But then
for another.
that's it, I mean, just like how in our last episode we was talking about, you know, WAP and Cardi B and all of that, and the you know, double standards for men. How, you know, we can listen to drill and hip hop and listen to people talking about money and misogyny and killing and murders, and do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then it's not good for a girl to talk about XYZ, what she feels is liberating.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like, for example, guys that are toxic,
they
have their reasons, and girls that are toxic, they have their reasons. But it doesn't excuse the fact that they're toxic.
That's toxic.
We have to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have to talk
If you've got some problems, because if your toxic behavior stems from your childhood or certain issues that you maybe have, then that's something that you need to be addressing. Because you're now, it's like hurt people.
Yeah. Do you know what? Do you know what, bro? Sorry to cut you.
No, that's calm.
What you said is real, fam, because sometimes what people see as hurt, which they use to excuse their terrible behaviour, like, it's not.
A lot of guys do that.
Realistically, it's not hurt, innit?
Yeah.
Like, I'm listening. I have to be careful about how I say it, because I can't tell someone that what they're feeling is not hurt.
Yeah, you don't want to seem insensitive.
Just because somebody said they don't like you when you said they like them doesn't warrant you to go and treat everyone else like doo-doo. Do you get what I'm saying? That I don't qualify that as you being hurt by that person on purpose. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's something that happens a lot,
It's still traumatic, but
that someone will show someone attention, and because that person is not showing the same attention because they don't like them, and you know what, they're not obligated to like you back, they're gonna take that as you know what, men are trash.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot with certain guys.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I find what happens is sometimes some females, not all, some play the victim card and the kind of manipulation role in order to make a man do what they want them to do. In that sense, for example, it's a sort of manipulation to get someone's attention by making out like you're in trouble just to get their attention. Just to get their attention. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're not in trouble.
And because people we don't speak about it enough, it will be like, that will get brushed under the carpet or overlooked many times. When you think about it, if the guy was to do it or whatever, then it would be a big thing, because obviously the guy, toxic masculinity is more talked about than toxic femininity. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's true. We have to work through our issues and our problems as people, because we can't keep going out and just affecting people the way we,
100. And you know what?
It's good people out there, man.
Toxic. Do you know what? This comment might cause a bit of outrage. I don't care.
Do it, Dan. Do it.
Go on, do it, Dan.
But you know what? I would even go as far to say that some toxic femininity is more damaging than male.
Some female toxic femininity.
Yeah.
Okay.
So male toxic. What's it called again?
Male toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity is damaging, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's as damaging as female toxic femininity. Because, and I say that because I genuinely believe that men have the capacity to love just a few women properly, like give it a certain energy. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm talking about? Before they say, you know what?
Yeah.
Ban it. I give up.
Yeah.
But then I feel like, in a sense, females are stronger emotionally, whereas if they've taken enough from this person and not treating them right, they've got the strength to leave and find someone else that will treat them right. And if they don't find them right, a lot of them don't give up hope in that sense, because they know that good guys are out there and they've got something to offer. Do you get what I'm saying? But with guys, it's not as easy for us to like bounce back. Do you get what I'm saying? Whereas a girl would have enough after, maybe 4 or 5 guys. And I know that's a lot, but they'd probably say, you know what, I've had enough now. I'm doing what I'm doing. It would only take about 1 woman or 2 women to do that for a guy.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
It's the way like you said, it's how we handle things.
Because don't get twisted, don't let any guys tell you that we're not. Man, them are sensitive, but we don't show it, innit? We'll take it out in another way. We don't sit there and cry, but we will take it out in another way. Like,
by the way, as well, we're not excusing.
We're not excusing no behavior.
You know what I mean? Because
we're not excusing no behavior, but allow us to vent, innit? Like we're venting,
and then we get passed off as maybe weak because we've allowed 1 or 2 women to taint maybe our ideology of what we think going forward is like, oh my god, like all girls must be like this, blah blah. That's the thing. Like you see it a lot between girls. I mean, women are emotional creatures as well, obviously. So you see it a lot even between them and what they say about certain men and how they feel affected.
Better deceivers than us, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Do you know what? Have you noticed that? I feel like from not my experiences, but from what I've seen, I feel like women will, once they're done with a man or done with an idea, like a situation, that is like, if a woman makes the decision that she doesn't want to be with a man, which 8 out of 10 times I reckon happens that way, really. It's usually women that breaks up with a guy majority of the time. They don't have to go, they will never go back, typically. Oh, do you know what? I shouldn't even say that.
Depends.
It depends. But like, I feel like when a woman can be, when she's actually done with a guy,
that's it.
But as a man, if you see a woman that you finished things off with 5 years ago and you see her and she's looking good, I think men are visual as well.
I think it depends on what she's done and the type of guy you are as well, because
it's true.
There's certain people in my life that I could walk past you like I didn't even know you still.
And when I think about it now, it's the same with me. I'm not that type
of person.
No, but I get that though. But at the same time as well though, because suppose you've got a man like Dante. And then don't ask me why I chose that name in it, but like obviously he's finished with Michaela time ago. She cheated on him or something. So he's scarred in it. Now, a couple of years later, Michaela's looking good. They see each other at a function. Even though he knows that he's been scarred, something in the back of his head's telling him like, "Rah, she look good though," innit? Like, you know what I mean? Whereas with girls, she'll be like, "Nah." Like if she was done with him, that's it. Like there's no going back. Because if a girl does go back, then she was never done with the guy. Do you know what I mean? She was never done with the guy.
Fair. I heard that.
And through them,
But then there's some that it's a sticky one, because there's so many different.
Because we know people that have gone. I've even done that myself.
Was that
gone back to a situation after where I should have left it.
But that just shows that you weren't actually done though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does.
No, but at the time you can feel that you're done. You know,
you can feel that you're done,
and then you feel like you were done.
And what you feel like, because feelings change.
But this is it.
But then you still got, imagine like you still got, like obviously the first time you feel like you're done, but you've actually got a little bit more in the tank, you know what I mean? Like,
but you know what, that I don't want us to get confused with letting go of what you're used to. Because sometimes it's very, do you know what, not sometimes, a lot of the time, it's very hard to let go of what you're used to. So if they come back, it's easy to be like, you know what, because we know each other, because
this is comfortable for me.
It's comfortable. Do you get what I'm saying? But it doesn't necessarily mean you got more in the tank. It probably means that in hindsight you're just being lazy, because nobody ever likes to start again. You know what I mean? And putting all that effort in again, just to think that it might not work. Like, it's very difficult.
It is, and it's draining. And I can I'm personally speaking, I can be open enough to say that it is draining, even for someone like me.
Having to do first dates again. And
yeah, like I'm single, so
bro.
just let everyone know. I'm single, but like it is draining going on
single
dates.
And he's tall.
6'3". Light skin.
It's 4. 6'4". But you know what? It's draining though, because you go on dates, and I've been on dates where I thought it was brilliant. And it probably was. But she's maybe just not at that point yet. You're asking a lot for someone. What you're asking is 2 people to come together and to make this work, because the relationship takes 2. And it's difficult. It's mad difficult. But and again, on top of that, other than asking 2 people to make it work, goes back to what we said. There's some people out there that are just have their own agenda because they're toxic. You got some toxic females and toxic males out there.
Some people go out their way to hurt, and it's on both parties. Like, some men go out their way to hurt women. Why? I don't know. Some women go out their way to specifically hurt men.
I don't even think that, even with toxicity on both sides, sometimes it is a form of survival tactic as well, I think. Because, in terms of, again, it could be down to the way you grew up, or, you might not have grown up in a stable environment, or whatever. You might have an opinion on, obviously, one gender. And because of that now, it might even just be a thing that you don't even mean to have these toxic thoughts or toxic actions.
I agree, actually.
But yeah, it's just something that you do, you know what I mean?
Sorry.
I was just going to say one thing. What you said makes sense, because it's funny what people do when their back's up agaginst the wall. And they have to maybe do that survival.
But then on the flip side as well, not trying to take the topic to a different turning, but people that have been, not had the easiest childhood and maybe been abused when they shouldn't have, will go around you know, doing certain behaviors thinking that it's normal.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to like settle with one person or love, or the moment that they do feel like they're about to get into that with someone, they get scared and panic. And then run away. Kind of thing. And you know, that's to the detriment of the other person's feelings. Do you know what I mean? So
and it causes all these situations because imagine you went out on a date with a really nice girl, but she's got those things happening. Those things have happened in her past. You don't know that yet because you've not really got to that stage of your relationship.
100.
So you're sitting there and you're like, you could have thought you had a great date and then you've gone on 2, 3, 4 dates and then she just ghosts.
Ah, that's peak, fam. Do you know, I'm sure a lot of females can relate to that with some guys they've spoken to, you know. I'm not going to lie, fam.
They just ghost because some people, it's pressure for them. P is for pressure.
P is for pressure, fam. It's mad, fam.
But yeah, so there's a situation where someone I know was dating someone or talking to someone, going on a few dates, and then it got to the point where that person basically told them that I can't go forward with this situation because of cultural reasons. Like my family won't accept that you're not this or that. Just to put some context to that, the guy that she was seeing is Nigerian, and he was concerned about, you know, the way his parents might feel about that, but everything else was fine.
Where is she from?
She's Caribbean.
Okay.
So it's difficult because sometimes people use that as a blight, like people use that as an escape. Like I'm sure plenty of guys and girls have said, "Oh yeah, I don't feel like, you know, you're gonna really get my culture, or blah blah blah, or whatever," or they use it as like they use their parents as an excuse.
Then you have to pose that question of it's either one, you ain't got no cajonis, or two, he should have known from beforehand. Like if his parents are a certain way, he should have known not to entertain a certain type of relationship.
Sometimes you can't help who you love.
Yeah, if that's your stance, then there's no reason for him to not bring that woman home.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if that's the response to that, is that you should feel comfortable to bring anyone home then, because what you believe in or what your parents think that believe in or whatever is not what you believe in.
No, but it doesn't go like that, I don't think. Because,
why not?
Alright, so again, just spitballing here. If you've fallen in love with someone who used to dance for a living,
can you elaborate?
What, like a stripper?
Not necessarily stripper, but yeah, in that environment. So you've fallen in love with someone that used to do that type of stuff. Yeah, you fall in love with her. Obviously, you want to bring her back, but you already know, because everyone here knows that parents, and we'll probably be the same when we're older, can be stuck in their ways. Yeah. No matter what, like it will take a bus to hit them, for them to change their mind. You know what I mean? And you know that your parents are not going to agree with, the girl
does for a living.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Or
wait, are they still doing it for a living?
They could. So if
a spanner in the works.
So let's go for the worst one. So they're still doing it for a living. Yeah. But they're a
good person.
They're a good person. Then they conduct themselves well. It's literally, that's just what they do for money. They don't. In fact, they don't. Yeah, what they do is they strip. Yeah, so they don't do any sexual, like, go to the
endeavors
back
and all the rest of it.
Yeah, like all they do is strip at night, and that's how they make the money. They go not college, go uni during the week. Yeah.
Do you know what? I hate you, bro. Do you know what though? Yeah. Look, guys. Get your money, innit? Like the way you work is the way you work. But for me personally, I can't lie. I don't have the heart for that.
I couldn't.
Of course, there's some people out there that don't have the. There's some people out there that have. Like,
so for those who have the heart, then for those who have the heart,
because there's some people listening to this that will probably think like,
no, because there's not. Like, I don't think look, I don't have an issue if that's what you do. I'm in no position to judge you if that's what you do for your money. I don't know your circumstances. That's fine. Me personally, it's not about. Okay, no, it is about that. For me, it's like I just don't have the heart for it to know that you would be mine. but everyone else can see you as well.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But if I did have the heart for it and I believed in what we had and whatever, I would have to go with my chest to my mum and be like, look, like, you know what, mum, this is the situation. This is why she's doing it. Blah, blah, blah. This is what she's working towards, but this is who I love.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
So for the present time, this is what she's doing.
Do you know what I mean?
So what if your parents financially support you? So, you know, like they cover you with stuff, like obviously money wise and that. And then because of that now, obviously you now have to choose whether you're going to tell them that this is the woman that you love or they're going to cut off your funding.
You see,
You know what I mean?
you know me, bro. I know that your questions are your questions, yeah, but you know me, for me, things always get techie, innit? Because number one, my first question would be, how old is that person?
Yeah.
Why they're still being financially supported by their parents?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they're 30,
Yeah.
they're still getting financially supported. I do think that there's an issue there, but if that's their story, that's their story. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Two, is this girl stripping, like, is this just her daily living? Is this what she's doing forever, or is she working towards something? Three, it's
Well,
like...
I said, I said that she was going to uni, innit? But
Yeah, oh, sorry, bro, I missed that.
Yeah.
So then three, it's like, what type of a relationship does this person have with his mum or his parents? Because even if they're financially supporting you, they like they can't necessarily control, for example, because I asked the age, a 30-year-old man, with who he can and cannot like.
yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and at the end of the day, if you're a certain age and you're able to have a relationship and make those decisions, you should be able to, you know, like, it comes to a point where you have to say, do you know what? Thank you, mum. Thank you, dad. If you live with both parents, if you have both parents, but my time here, I'm checking out. Like, I'm moving in with my girlfriend.
I think it's very easy for you to say that, but obviously this is always going to get techie because
it's an extreme scenario. It's very extreme.
And there's things that scenarios that do happen. Do you know what I mean? Because I get what you mean about like a 30-year-old still being financially supported by their parents. Like,
that's very concerning to me.
It is. But then at the same time, all right. So say if we say someone that's you know, like mid-20s, like they're still studying and whatever. Some people, like especially like maybe wealthier families, so it might not even be it might even be just how they've grown up. Do you know what I mean? So like wealthier families, they rely on mummy and daddy's money, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
It can also be circumstantial as well, in that you know. I'm not saying that you ever said there was anything wrong with being 30 and being,
nothing,
you know,
nothing wrong
but
with
like some people were in a relationship with someone and then that relationship's ended, they've had to move out and they may have had to move back to their parents.
Yeah, of course.
And
I
then
mean,
they lost their job.
I've been in a similar situation, so I know what it's like to like, you know, fall flat on your face and be in the gutter. Do you get what I'm saying? But then for me, it's like the whole concept of you being scared to tell your mum or your parents that your girlfriend does this as a line of work. It shouldn't have to be like that.
Should be embarrassed of someone.
You shouldn't have to be embarrassed. Do you know what I mean? If you've accepted them, and because remember, everyone is almost like a testament of their parents. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you're a certain way, that's because your parents have raised you a certain way. Do you get what I'm saying? So you being able to accept, you know, a lady for being an exotic dancer, I'm pretty sure that your parents would be able to accept it with time, if not straight away.
Nah, I don't think so.
Do you know what I mean?
Because I feel sometimes there are certain traits that you might pick up that, you know, your parents or who raised you didn't have. Do you know what I mean?
I agree. I agree.
So sometimes where you'll have like, say you've got love for this person who's obviously stripping and exotic dancer, but you've never really come to your parents about this type of thing. Do you know what I mean? So therefore you already think that going to them is already gonna get techie from how they've grown you up as well.
Yeah.
You know, some people, they'll go with it and they already know that it's wrong. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they already know that it's wrong, but it's kind of like, but I love her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've actually seen sometimes, like, I don't really agree with that. You know, some people will be like, oh, but I love her.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think it's a little bit. I think there's a little bit more leeway because we're not talking about religion or culture here. We're just talking about someone who's an exotic dancer, but as you said, she's in university,
which can change because that's a job title that can change.
So then you don't even, if she's still at uni, sometimes someone could even argue and be like, do you know what? Why do you even have to tell your parents what she does if she's in uni? She's studying.
Yeah, because if you tell them that she's studying,
she might not even want you to share that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? This is how it gets techie.
It's a lot more difficult when it's like you said for cultural, like religion or whatever. Yeah, that's what it gets techie. But again, it's each to their own.
Yes, people, you've reached the end of another episode of I Hear That.
Yeah.
Yes, I hear that with Aaron, Sean,
Chargy D,
Daniel,
aka Daniel, aka Dilemma Dan.
Thank you for listening. We still need your dilemmas, my people. So if you've got any, send them into our Instagram, like DM us, just chat to us. Just anything. If you heard anything on here that you want to talk to us about, or you got your own opinion, share it.
Literally, if you hear something you don't like, share it.
Tell me.
Yeah, you get me?
Tell me. If you hear something you like, share it. So
that's it. And head over to our head over to our Instagram. It's i.hear.that.
Yeah.
And you can find us on all digital streaming platforms as well, whether that's Google, Apple, Spotify, podcast, and so forth. You know what I mean? We're out here now, global with that, universal with that.
Listen, share that, because I hear that.
Share that, because I hear that.
Yeah.
We out.
So just hold on. So actually, I'll do it.
Clap.
I'm making something, but am I moving mad?
Yeah. You trying to run it now?
No.